Ever feel like you're dragging something heavy around? Something no one else can quite see.
Oh, tell me about it.
This time, we're unpacking emotional baggage.
Love it.
How to even know it's there, and more importantly, how to lighten the load.
Right. Because we all feel it.
Not just tired, but like bone tired. Or that feeling like something's not right, but you can't.
You can't put your finger on it.
Exactly. Turns out, emotional baggage, it's not just a catchy phrase.
It's real.
Impacts well-being in ways we don't always realize. And you sent some wild research on this.
Yeah, it's fascinating stuff.
So what is this baggage, really?
Well, it's sneaky, right? We think, oh, it's stress, I'll sleep it off.
We've all been there.
But all those unresolved things, anxieties, even daily stress, it adds up. And not just in our heads. Gets into your body.
That's what our source was saying. It's not just feeling sad, it's messed up sleep, more headaches. Like
Your body's sending signals.
Yes.
Yes.
So before solutions even, what's a working definition? Got to know what we're dealing with.
Right. It's not about being dramatic. It's recognizing the weight of things. Past hurts that still sting. Worries on repeat. And yeah, daily grind too if you don't process it.
And this isn't just us saying it, right? There was that 2020 study, was it Psicología de la Salud?
That's the one.
Avoiding this emotional stuff to more physical health problems down the road.
Exactly. Chronic pain, never-ending fatigue.
Whoa.
Like your body saying, pay attention to this backlog. Ignoring it doesn't work. It changes how it comes out.
Okay, that's motivating to figure this out.
Whoa.
So starting point.
Well, I loved how our first source talked about hitting pause.
On autopilot, right. We're so used to go, go, go.
What
I
time?
don't even realize we're not really processing emotions.
It's like speed reading a good book.
You get through it.
But did you absorb any of it?
No. And the science backs this up, which is wild. That 2018 Yale study,
Oh, yeah. Fascinating.
practicing emotional self-awareness,
Yeah.
actually helped people get unstuck.
The emotions they've been carrying around.
Exactly.
Powerful stuff.
And our source had good tips for fitting this into, like, a busy day, which I appreciated.
Oh, yeah, because who's got the time?
Even just, like, moments of silence, even a few minutes.
Huge difference. Or even a few deep breaths.
Yeah.
Just checking in with yourself. Like, okay, how am I actually doing right now?
Instead of just barreling through.
100%.
So from constantly doing to just being present, which I think we could all use more of.
Big time. Now, this next one might seem counterintuitive.
Oh?
It's about this idea that bottling up your emotions, it's not like putting them away neatly.
Oh, no.
It's more like shoving them under the bed.
Ooh, I like that.
It's still there, just getting messier.
And probably smellier. Our source called it healthy expression. I love that. Like, you keep cramming stuff in a suitcase.
It's going to explode eventually.
Yes.
And we hold back for understandable reasons. Fear of judgment.
Sure.
Not wanting to burden people.
Yeah.
Or even just not knowing how to say what we feel.
Oh, yeah, right.
But none of that actually helps long term.
So what happens?
Well, our source talked about how suppressing emotions instead of dealing with them
Uh-oh.
backfires. More anxiety, feeling overwhelmed easier. Like a pressure cooker, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Something's got to give.
So not becoming an emotional volcano,
No.
but finding healthy outlets.
Exactly.
What are some of those? I thought our source had really good ones. Like, what are some healthier ways to actually express those feelings? The source had some really practical advice, right?
Oh, for sure. Just starting with, like, talking to someone you trust can be huge.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be a therapist. Could be a friend, family member, mentor.
Right.
Anyone who'll listen without judgment.
Just having that outlet.
Exactly. And sometimes just getting it out of your head and onto paper helps.
Journaling. You know, I used to think that was for, like...
Angsty teenagers.
Totally.
Yeah.
But our source made a good point. It helps you organize your thoughts, you know?
100%. Instead of it all just swirling around in there.
Yeah. And it doesn't have to be this big, elaborate thing. Just a few sentences even.
Totally. Whatever works for you.
And for those of us who are less, like, words people, our source mentioned art too.
Oh, yeah.
Which I thought was cool.
There's a reason it's called expressing yourself.
Huh. So true.
And there's research on this. That 2015 study from the Journal of Clinical Psychology. People who express themselves through writing or talking, way less stress and anxiety.
Wow. That's wild.
Measurable relief.
I love that. Okay, so we're getting better at noticing our feelings and expressing them in healthier ways. What's next in this journey to ditch the emotional baggage?
This next one's all about letting go.
Ooh, easier said than done, right?
Right. But so much of what weighs us down, it's the stuff we can't control anyway.
True. Like what? Give me an example.
All those shoulda, woulda, coulda moments.
Oh, yes.
Replaying past conversations in your head.
The worst. Or worrying about what ifs that
Yeah.
haven't even happened. It might not even happen.
Exactly. It's like paying interest on a debt you might not even owe.
Ooh, we like that.
It's just adding to the burden.
Okay, so how do we actually do that? Letting go.
Well, our source talked about acceptance.
Okay.
And there was that University of Edinburgh study, 2017. They found that when people practiced accepting the stuff they couldn't control, they had less anxiety and depression.
Interesting. So not pretending the hard stuff isn't there, but choosing where to focus your energy.
Yes. Instead of should-haves or what-ifs,
Right.
ask yourself, what can I do right now that'll actually help?
I love that. That's empowering. Okay, so we've got like self-awareness, healthy expression, letting go. Final strategy to lighten this load.
This one's, might seem small, but our source was big on saying no.
Yes. Boundaries, boundaries, boundaries.
It's so important.
We've all been there. Saying yes when we're already stretched thin.
100%.
Like we should be able to do it all.
And then we just burn out.
Yeah.
Get resentful. Doesn't help anyone. Our source was saying no isn't selfish.
It's self-preservation.
Exactly. Knowing your limits, honoring your needs.
Like that. You can't pour from an empty cup.
100%. And the study backs it up. The 2016 one, Journal of Relaciones Interpersonales.
Okay.
People who set clear boundaries. Less conflict. Better well-being overall.
Makes sense. If you're not speaking up, that resentment builds.
I'm sure.
And when we're not depleted, we can actually show up better for the people we care about.
Exactly. It's not about shutting people out.
Right.
It's having those priorities, communicating them clearly.
It's valuing ourselves.
100%.
Yeah.
And like any skill, it takes practice.
It's true. It's so easy to think we should just be able to do it all,
Oh, absolutely.
But creating those boundaries, it's like permission to prioritize ourselves.
Yeah.
Which I think ends up helping everyone around us, too.
Totally. It's about showing up as our best selves, not the burnt-out version. And get this, there's research on it.
Oh, of course there is.
That 2016 study, it was in the Journal of Relaciones Interpersonales. They looked at people who were good at setting those clear boundaries.
Okay, what'd they find?
Less drama.
Yeah.
Less conflict in their relationships overall. Makes sense, right?
Yeah, when we don't speak up, resentment builds. It's like...
Pressure cooker situation.
Exactly. And they also found a higher sense of well-being overall in those who set boundaries.
You think?
It does. When we actually honor our own needs, it's like we make space for better connection, not less.
That's it. Because no is a full sentence, a powerful one.
It is.
And sometimes saying no to one thing, it's saying yes to something else, our well-being,
Big time. Okay, so big picture, we've got these 4 strategies to unpack the emotional baggage, right?
Lay it all out.
Hitting pause on autopilot, expressing those feelings in healthy ways, not bottling them up, letting go of what we can't control, and of course, boundaries.
The essentials.
And what I love is it's not like a one-time fix. These are things we can keep practicing.
Daily habits, small changes, big impact over time.
Totally. And reminder to everyone, this isn't about perfection. It's progress.
Yeah.
Be kind to yourself along the way.
Absolutely. Celebrate those little wins. You're not alone in this.
Not at all. Well, on that note, such a great deep dive. We hope this gave everyone some tools, some inspiration to start unpacking their own whatever they're carrying.
One step at a time.
Thanks for diving in with us.